Welcome back, friends. Can you believe it's already week 4? Time flies. But welcome to St. Elizabeth Virtual Vacation Bible School. We're on week 4, and today we're going to talk about armoring up with faith. So I need you knights to think about a shield of faith, okay? An armor of faith. You know, walking by faith isn't easy, especially if it means walking on water. In today's Bible story, Jesus had just finished feeding more than 5,000 people. There was a crowd that had begun to disperse, and Jesus instructed his disciples to go on ahead to the other side of the lake. The disciples had followed Jesus' instructions. The Bible says that Jesus went up on a mountain to pray. Evening had come, and soon the disciples found themselves fighting a mighty headwind. By morning, they had went far from the land. But then something totally surprised them. The disciples saw the figure of a man coming towards them. He was walking on a lake. They thought it might be a ghost. Someone had exclaimed they were scared. Then Jesus had made himself known. Be encouraged. It's me. Do not be afraid. I'm going to read the whole Bible story to you, but I kind of wanted you to get an idea of where it started. Because Peter questioned him. Is it really you? Let me walk on out to you. He invited Peter to join. So many times we can see things, but are we really seeing them? Is that what is happening? I need you to maybe put your faith in action too as we read this story. I need you to be encouraged, not to be afraid. So let's read the story together. Okay, there's going to be some ups and downs in the story. Okay, it's a short story. And it's going to be about the disciples and their miraculous feeding of the more than 5,000 people. And I'm going to maybe need your help. So even though you're comfortable, don't get too comfortable, because I want you to get up and down with me. Okay. Every time you hear me say the word up, can you still see me? Okay. I might just kind of go up, but I want you at home to stand all the way up. Okay? And when I say down, that's when you sit back down in your chair. So you want to practice it, and let's see if it works. And let me see if it works where you can see me. Up and down. Good. Okay. Now, knights, let's go into the story. After Jesus had finished the miracle of feeding 5,000, all the people were filled up. As the crowds were settling down, Jesus made his disciples get into a boat to go to the other side of the lake. Then Jesus went up the mountain and prayed. He continued even when the sun went down. Meanwhile, the disciples, they were having trouble. The winds had really picked up, and the boat was being battered by the waves far away from the land. Very early the next morning, Jesus came down from the mountain, and he walked on the lake toward his disciples. When the disciples saw this, fear swelled up inside of them. It's a ghost, they said. Jesus tried to calm them down, saying, be encouraged. It's me. Don't be afraid. Peter replied, Lord, if it's you, order me to come on the water. And Jesus said, come. So Peter got up and started walking on the water toward Jesus. But when Peter saw the strong wind, he became frightened and he started sinking down. He shouted, Lord, rescue me. Before Peter could flounder upside down in the water, Jesus reached out and he grabbed Peter. And he pulled him up out of the water. Jesus said, "You man of weak faith, why did you begin to have doubts?" When they got in the boat, the wind settled down. Then those in the boat worshiped Jesus and said, "You must be God's Son." They knew that through all life's ups and downs, the love and power of Jesus would always be with them. Wasn't that fun? So the story is about Jesus walking on water. And it's about us armoring up with our faith. When the disciples saw Jesus walking on the water towards them, do you remember what they thought they saw? Yeah, they thought they saw a ghost. They were seeing it with their own eyes, yet they still had a hard time believing it. Isn't that what faith is? Seeing without believing? The other way around. Believing without seeing. So, if they weren't sure, then who decided to join Jesus on the water? Do you remember which one it was? It was Peter. Was Peter able to walk on the water at first? Yes, he was. Then what happened? He started to sink. He was doing great. Then he looked around at the water and he saw the waves. And he remembered who he was. How in the world was a human like him walking on water? He was doubting. But it wasn't remembering who he was that made him sink. It was forgetting who Jesus was. Peter and the other disciples had recently witnessed the miracle of Jesus feeding 5,000 with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. They knew he was a miraculous man. But in the stress of the moment, Peter forgot to have faith, and he sank like a rock. Peter struggled with his faith while Jesus was right there in the flesh. We are called to have faith in Jesus, even though we can't see him with our own eyes. The Bible tells us that faith is the reality of what we hope for, the proof of what we don't see. That's in Hebrews. You know, I have a challenge for you. To prepare your hearts for faith in Jesus, can you think about 5 things that you believe in, even though you can't see them with your eyes? Think about it. What do you believe in that you cannot see? We believe in God. We can't see it, but we believe in it. We believe in love. We can't see love. We believe in joy. We believe in peace. We believe in electricity, but we can't see it. I believe in a memory of a funny joke that someone told me, but I can't see that memory. Maybe if I close my eyes and think about it. I remember the way a beautiful song makes me feel. I can feel it. I know what it feels like, but I can't see it. The feeling when someone forgives you because you've made a mistake, you believe, but you can't see it. You know, Knights, I believe y'all are ready for the castle call out. Let's armor up with faith. Together with confidence, because we're believers with Jesus. So on this final hoorah, on this final huzzah, let's armor up with faith. Huzzah!